Oh boy, guys, I've been looking through so much shit today. And then I was looking at my page and the Space Lie thing I have here. And I just, for the hell of it, figured I'd click on this again just to remind me of how insane the whole thing is. So this is Apollo 17.
Camera's not going to run. Not me holding it. The average D 20 seconds. Ah, shoot. Okay, hey, let's get off. Forget the camera. Okay, 10 seconds. 4 days, push. It's an arm is that thing. Okay, I'm going to get the pro. 99, proceeded. 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Right away, Houston. Vector good.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Victor. Now here you have good thrust.
I mean, seriously, are you serious?
Okay, 30 seconds.
Wow. There are people in this chat that will defend that to death. Don't ask me why. Because, I don't know. Seriously? Seriously, guys? Really? This is real? This is a real event? You have to be kidding me. Are you a brainless bonehead? Because if you are, you can understand that this is absolutely real in your mind. And you can believe the indoctrination. But to me, I'm sorry. Wait, what?
Look at it. Get the pro.
Watch. I mean, are you kidding me?
3, 2, 1. Ignition.
Come on, Houston. We're on our way, Houston. Oh my God, man. Come on, guys. Apollo 17, lunar liftoff, right? Here it is in my space lies and all that. Here. Here's how we work. That's how we work. Here, wait. There we go. That's only 4 planets, by the way. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not buying it. It was funny. Oh, man. Was it Patrick? Yeah, he's... Okay, here's something I did find that this forced the line thing that Brian Mullen was... this didn't make any... sorry, man, but I I don't know what happened here, but this doesn't make any sense. This forced the line experiment, of course, was never completed. And then, oh, fuck, what's that guy's name? Jason something or other, right? Souls, right? You know what I'm talking about. Awakened Souls. Jason, I did videos on the dude before. He's just so full of crap. He was trying to, like, an off take of this force the line. That's what he was trying to do. But the problem is this experiment doesn't make sense. Because the way you want to do it is forcing a line, keeping a level line, and then a forced line, and then measuring the distance between the forced line and the level line, making sure that's the same, and then between the Earth and the forced line. And so if it curves off, okay, so what if that point of the Earth doesn't curve off? That's the ridiculous $418,000 estimated cost. Come on, man. That's insane. See, there are so many forces playing here. Sometimes people didn't understand what they were doing, or they were being paid something. Something was going on because there is no constant with these people at all. Uh, the Cavendish shit. You know, I don't even know why people bother with it. What does it prove? Look into it. Seriously, man. I mean, okay, so sorry. Final Cavendish update. Okay, so there's people out here.
Welcome back, everyone.
They have these experiments. Okay, sorry. Let me just cut this short real quick, because and you know Brian Mullen does absolutely make a lot of sense. Of course, he was pulled off the scene by his superiors. Take that however you want to. And when you're messing with the Coriolis effect, what did I see? Oh my God, that's right. I seen freaking Nathan Oakley. Real quick, this is a brutal video. And I know Nathan Oakley. Here it is. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Hold on. There it is. Okay, so it's a vicious circle, guys. Come on. Come on. Whew. Really? Okay. Sure.
I'm here now. Okay, good to have you.
Okay, let's just
So
fast
be
forward a
one
little bit.
reference frame. But when you
So Brian Mullen was right. Coriolis effect demolished George Hentiel. Isn't it the same guy? Same guy that turned Brian Mullen in?
you demonstrate Coriolis with the roundabout, obviously the roundabout isn't carrying the atmosphere with it. Because if it was, you'd only have one reference frame. This is why I've got a mute button. So that when Wanker Boy here, senile bastard that he is, thinks he'll ruin the end of my point, I can shut him up.
So, anyway, this is very funny. And I actually gave him a thumbs up there. Because I like how screw you he is. I'm sorry. I don't generally like this guy, Brian or Nathan Oakley. But what he does here to the guy who turned in Brian Mullen, who a lot of people were behind, and I guarantee there was a conspiracy there. People wanted him out of the way for obvious reasons. Obviously, at the time, oh no, this was 2018. Okay, so Brian was already out of the way. So he's using Brian. Yeah, all right. What a, just wow. Brian Mullen, hopefully you're having a good time. You're making a whole bunch of money. You're a structural engineer. You're senior at your company. Good job, dude. You know, I guarantee that every day of this man's life is a contradiction in his own mind because he knows. He knows. So, the return of Brian Mullen might not just be a miracle. It might be a state of, the way this guy was so spiritual and all. A lot of things turn me on and turn me off about people. And, this argument right here about the Coriolis effect is ridiculous because you can't have your pie and eat it too. There either is a Coriolis effect or there isn't. everything they show you, if you really understand, it's just stupid and ridiculous because you can't, unless you have the backup math that these motherfuckers, excuse me, have been readjusting for, I don't know, 2,500 years, 500 years. What is the real number? I say the real number is from when the Jesuits got involved. That's the real number. The real number is when they started estimating the sun between 3 million miles and then 13 million miles and then 13 million miles again. Those are the three estimates of the sun. Remember, I showed this in a video or two or three before. The Pope, Francis, the first Jesuit, he was put in place 31313. Is that a coincidence? That is the most incredible coincidence I have ever understood. It's not a coincidence. Let me see if I can just go to my channel real quick for you. Just pull one of these videos. Oop. Is it that one? This one. See, there was a lot of popes going by there, and I took a lot of my stuff down. So I'm not sure I even have a video up that shows that. Oh, this actually might be. There's Jesuit Extreme Oath. There's good old Frank. What a lovely guy. Okay, yeah, it is coming up. Definitely here. Okay, let's forward a bit. And there we have it, right here. The exact science, sun's distance from the Earth. Copernicus, 3 million miles. Tycho, break. Whatever. And then Kepler, 31313. Okay, then Newton. And then, so see how many times they were estimating the sun? I mean, this is just so stupid. The first three estimates for the distance of the heliocentric theory, now accepted by the entire world as reality. There it is. That's what you accept. Whether you know it or not, that's what you accept. Ready? There it is. The first Jesuit Pope in history. March 13th, 2013. 31313. Come on, guys. That's just a coincidence? You know, probably most of you don't even know this, right? You don't know. So right now, I'm trying to hold a lot of emotion back, and because I get very emotional. This doesn't make sense to do this forced the line experiment, and this is real. This is reality to you. That the Pope was inaugurated, put in 31313. You know what? That was 13 days before the beast resigned. And what happened? The lightning strike on the Vatican? I don't know, man. I say that things that I see with my own eyes are much more influential than this kind of crap. Coriolis. In popular non-technical usage, hopefully you can see this whole screen. I'm not going to look and see if you can. Just take my word, I'm reading it. And if not, you can go look at it yourself. In popular non-technical usage of the term Coriolis effect, the rotating reference frame implied is almost always the Earth. Because the Earth spins, Earth-bound observers need to account for the Coriolis force to correctly analyze the motion of objects. Really? That's very strange. The Earth completes one rotation per day. So for motions of everyday objects, the Coriolis force is usually quite small compared with other forces. Its effects generally become noticeable only for motions occurring over large distances and long periods of time. But yet you shoot, wait, so a sniper, wait, okay. Such as large-scale movement of air in the atmosphere or the water in the ocean, such motions are constrained by the surface of the Earth. So only the horizontal component of the Coriolis force is generally important. This force causes moving objects on the surface of the Earth to be deflected to the right with respect to the direction of travel in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere. Understand? The horizontal deflection effect is greater near the poles, which I'm still trying to understand because the speed is greater at the equator, and it says, the rotation rate, the axis is largest there. The vertical axis is largest there. Okay. Bullshit. And, it's all bullshit. I mean, you could say, yeah, that's true if you believe it. The horizontal deflection near the pole system, and decreases to zero at the equator rather than flowing directly from areas of high pressure to low pressure as they would in a non-rotating system. Winds and currents tend to flow to the right, to this direction, north, and blah, blah, blah. So after they tell you that a force perpendicular to where you're shooting a straight line at is going to, cause a problem with your straight line shot, they will tell you that a plane doesn't have to veer unless it's like, actually turning. It doesn't have to veer because all the effects and all the enclosed atmosphere garbage, gravity. There you go. The magical G, gravity. And obviously, after knowing that about the Masonic, the Freemasons, they've been infiltrated for a long time. And I think it was 1850 where that G was inserted into the Masonic symbol. So around 1850. So look up who was doing what in 1850 and what laws were being, like gravity. So gravity is your God, and scientism is your God, your religion. And whether you want to admit it or not, it's a fact because you're just stewed. You're stewed to it.